How's it going? This is Michael with Racketback Armory. I'm Gunsmith there, and today we are going to be doing a unboxing of a Turkish shotgun. So let's get into it. So a 12 gauge bull pump is the EVO-BT. I mean, great for home defense. You can get a good deal on them. They're not going to break the bank, so solid budget gun. Came from Palmetto State, originally MSRP'd for $600, but if you're lucky, you can catch these on sale for around $200. So definitely a fun budget gun. Getting into it, looks like we got an ambidextrous charging handle, so we'll flip that around on each side. Pretty comfy grip. Came with an angled foregrip on it. Some polymer sights. So not bad. Decent sight picture. Yeah, fairly adjustable. We've got some pick rails on top. We've got quad rail system up front. Looks like we got a faux muzzle brake, I believe. This is threaded. No, looks like a legit one. Yep. Critique on that, not timed, and definitely not torque to spec. So if you pick one of these up, check that first because you'd hate to shoot this off. So for this one in particular, now that I've got it off and looking at it, it doesn't matter. But certain muzzle devices are designed to port gas in a certain direction. So with that being said, a lot of them port out to the 12, so you want the top dead center, just so the gas is directed the right way, and you get the actual recoil mitigation that the device is designed for. But in this particular instance, this one doesn't matter because it's ported on all four sides. So essentially, it's going to direct the gases in all four directions. If it just had the two holes up top, you would want to time it to where those two holes were facing at the top 12 o'clock position. But other than that, decent weight. I believe these weigh about 8 pounds, 5 ounces. Take 3-inch shells. Looks like we got 2 3 5-round magazines, 1 3-round mag, and then some chokes. So it looks like you've got another end option there. But yeah, choke tool as well. Little spanner wrench to help you get that on and off there. And then yeah, it looks like we have another muzzle device that we can throw on there. It looks like something similar to like a forcing cone. I'm not sure exactly what that does. So that goes there. But yeah, chokes are easy enough to thread in. Ah, yes, and I do see your choke tool now. Yeah, most of them don't come with this, so that is pretty convenient. Makes it a lot faster and a lot easier. So upon further inspection, we realized that it comes with this handy little spanner wrench, which lets us take this essentially like a barrel nut off. We got it loose enough. And then it comes with it could look like a faux suppressor if you don't run anything else on it. However, you still can change out the chokes with this piece on. Just kind of gives it a cool suppressor or heavy barrel appearance. Functionally, I wouldn't say it's going to change much of anything. Gives it a bigger profile. I mean, maybe adds a couple more ounces to it, but no, as far as ballistics, it's not doing anything. It's just an aesthetic piece, I would say. But yeah, first impressions, sleek, got a good look to it, feels good, nice weight. We'll see when we actually send some slugs, but yeah, looks pretty good. Exposed gas system, we'll see. It shouldn't matter. They all should be channeled in a comfortable way anyways. They shouldn't really be kicking back at us too much. But yeah, let's send some rounds. All right, first off, we're going to run some 12 gauge 2 3/4 slugs, 1600 FPS, and see how it does. All right, so we had one little hiccup, not too bad. Let's see if we can get a mag dump in there and get it to run. Yep, got a little bit of stovepipe. Okay. So, yeah, definitely kicks. You feel that. Had a couple of issues for feed and then stovepipe, but other than that, not terrible. The pad in the back definitely helps. Got a 1/2-inch rubber pad, so that helps take a little bit from you. But you are running 8-pound 12 gauge platform, so you're gonna feel it. So it's a gas issue. So anytime you have something like that, it's not slamming the bolt back to the rear as hard as it should. The first one definitely didn't go back far enough because we kicked out a round, but we didn't pick up another. The second malfunction we had, same thing, kind of lazily kicked the shell out and definitely didn't go back far enough, and it pinched it, came back too soon and closed up on it. But we also have some 2 3/4 inch birdshot running at 1350 FPS, 7 ounce. We'll give that a shot and see what it does. So that's definitely interesting. So the bolt itself is not pushing hard enough to actually push the round up the ramp. Try that again. So same thing again. So it could be this type of round. It's not enjoying it. See if we can get it to feed one round. Okay, there we go. So it could be the way that these ends are crimped. So different projectiles, the lips might be a little bit different when it comes to 12 gauge rounds and how they crimp them. Because some of these have a feed ramp that aren't super happy with the way they're designed. If they'll hit and catch that ramp and they're not the appropriate length or not the appropriate size, or the lips are a little too pronounced, it's just going to catch the ramp and it's not going to feed. So that's likely the case with these rounds. It's just not, the ramp doesn't like it. As they sit in there, you have the feed ramp. And when the round gets pushed in, it likes to catch the ramp and then slide up kind of into battery. So if you have one that's just slightly shorter, what could happen is it could be sitting too shallow in front of the ramp, so it's catching the lip of the ramp, whereas this is setting just on the end of the ramp, which allows it to feed properly. For me personally, if I buy a new firearm, I'm always going to lube it up and make sure the packing grease and manufacturing grease and things like that are out of there. Firearms are precise systems with precise tolerances, and you get the thick protective goop that they put on there. That's more for long-term storage, right? So they don't know how long the firearm is going to sit somewhere, so they put this stuff on it that's got a much thicker consistency than, say, like CLP or Balisol. So I always clean them first. That certainly could help. And then again, I'm sure it says in here, I'm sure it would state, but running the appropriate type of shells for it are going to matter, absolutely. So correct ammunition, proper lubrication, probably help it run a lot better. Well, let's see if we can get a full mag through this thing. A lot of play in the mag. Yeah, so a lot of play in that one as well. We'll see what happens. Jam it all the way up in there, drop it. We're good. And then see if we can induce a malfunction. Pull it all the way down. We're good. All right, so regardless of the play, it'll still feed when it fully raised and fully lowered. So this time, so we loaded a round, it just did not fire the round. Yeah, so that's an interesting malfunction. I'm guessing the bolt probably wasn't all the way in battery from the failure to feed, but that one, it loaded around, but it didn't fire. So probably a type of safety feature that the bolt maybe wasn't all the way in battery, or it might have one of those triggers. I can test that now. Fire. No, I mean, it's got a... So I'm not exactly sure what would cause that malfunction or cause the firearm to do that. But yeah, firing pin did not deploy on that one. Yeah, so I brought this out today. This is a Charles Defense Turkish 12 gauge bull pump. Again, Charles Defense just be the importer of the firearm. Pretty similar styles. Mine's got the kind of built-in foregrip, threw a little red dot on there for fun. I mean, they're basically set up the exact same way. One thing I will say I like, just because personal preference, I like when my safety, the colors on it pop, right? So you got a really clear bright white, clear bright orange, whereas this one you just got kind of a painted on there S and F. But other than that, they're about the same. I mean, really the difference is probably aesthetics and the actual fire control group itself. What we would like to do now is take the same rounds, see if we can run it through this, and see if it likes them that much better or not. See if there's any differences in how it runs. So first up, same as last time, we've got the 2 3/4 slugs at 1600 FPS. All right, so immediately have a problem. Yeah, it doubled up on me on that. Also, to the defense of this, we are using the magazines that came with the other Turkish shotgun. First one's doing fine. So fed those fine. Now let's see if we can get some clay shot through it. 2 3/4, 1350 FPS, 1 ounce. Ran those beautifully. So yeah, I mean, it's just the differences in manufacturers and what they designed them for. Again, in the manuals, they're going to state exactly what it is, what type of ammunition it is that they want you to fire. Some care more than others, and some will run just about anything. I will say that as far as how it feels shooting it, I actually prefer the EVO-BT. It actually felt a little bit better in the shoulder than the Charles Defense, which mine has pretty much a hard butt pad, whereas the Evo is nice and squishy, a lot softer, so that helped take a lot out of it. Weight-wise, I'd say the Evo's a little bit heavier, so that probably helped with felt recoil as well. But yeah, all in all, very similar guns, pretty similar performance with the slugs. Only difference between the two comparison-wise is that I was able to feed the Monarch wing and clay rounds into the Charles Defense, where I wasn't into the Evo. So, final thoughts. Price point, probably the best thing it's got going for it. $200 in a gun, it's a fun one for that price. I'd say drawbacks that I've seen, I definitely like to take this thing apart, get it cleaned up, get it lubed up, see what it can do there, because we did pretty consistently have some malfunctions. As far as the design goes, it looks cool, it's nifty. I'm not a super huge fan of the entire frame being ported with now exposed gas system, because you drop this thing in the mud and you're definitely not shooting. Other than that, it's comfortable, it handles decently, but without cleaning it up, giving it some good lubrication, I certainly wouldn't bet my life on it for a home defense shotgun, if I'm being honest. This is Michael with Racketback Armory. Thanks for tuning in.